Hello and welcome to the first video of this three-part video series. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Daniel Carrizales. I'm a musician, a composer, and I sell my music on stock music libraries like Pond5 and Audio Jungle. Now, I've been selling my music on these marketplaces for the last 5 years. I do this full time, and I also have a YouTube channel called Stock Music Licensing, where I help other musicians monetize their compositions. And I vlog a lot in that channel, and I show behind the scenes of what really is to work from home. What is it like to compose music from a corner of your living room? Because my studio is in the corner of the living room. I don't have it in a spare room or anything. I have very basic equipment like you, and I actually do this for a living. Okay, I am a father of two. My daughter Fedra is 9 years old, and my youngest one, Melina, is 1. And I live with my wife in Greece. So I just want to give you a little bit of an introduction of who I am and what got me to this place. How I got to this place of working from home. How do I make a living selling stock music online? And how I compose music as well from home with a laptop and with very basic equipment. And how really is it to do this? So let's rewind to 2010. So me and my wife and my newborn baby back then, Fedra, we decided to move from England. We were living in London after many years. We decided to move from England, coming here to Greece. And we came here and we moved to Greece in the midst of the Greek crisis.
2 months later, Standard & Poor's downgrades Greece, citing a ballooning national debt. Then, more protests greet the news of 2 more rounds of austerity measures.
Our business, which was meant to be the main source of income for us as a family, really collapsed really fast, really quickly. We lost a lot of money. And here I was with a newborn baby and my wife in Greece, really struggling financially, and we were really lost, okay? And the morale for us was really bad. We were really in a dark place, and my wife had to go out and get a job because my wife is Greek, so she speaks Greek very well, obviously. And for me, my skill levels of going out into the Greek workforce, it wasn't really something that was gonna help the family at that time. So I stayed behind here in the house, and I stayed here, and I became what they call Mr. Mom. And Mr. Mom is a stay-at-home dad, so I'm taking care of my daughter. And my wife went into a corporate job, and she was the main breadwinner of the family, really. So my morale was really low. So I was really desperate to say, okay, I can take care of my daughter, but I really need to do something in order for me to bring my share of money to contribute for the family, okay? So what I did was that I started researching about what can I do to actually contribute as well for my family. What can I do, And I came across all these marketplaces online. I saw that there were places like Pond5 and Audio Jungle, and that was the first sign of something that I can probably I could do this. I didn't know how was it gonna be. I didn't know what a corporate music track is. I didn't know exactly how to compose a royalty-free music track and how to upload it, how to price it, and let alone how to describe it or put keywords or how am I gonna receive this money? Okay, once it's sold, where does it go? So I was very ignorant about all this. Okay. So I'm sharing you this because for me, I had to go through something like moving from one country to another, plus being a parent for the first time and being completely flat broke. I was actually below zero because I didn't even qualify for unemployment benefits. So I was in a very bad situation, and mentally I was really, really down. So I had to pick myself up and actually see what can I do with what I already have. I already have the studio gear. I already have my guitar. I'm a guitarist, and I already knew how to compose music. I went to college to study sound engineering. I work in recording studios. I have worked as well in guitar shops back in England. I played in bands. So my whole life has been around music. I have the skills, I just don't have the skills on how to monetize that. And that's a very important factor. And what I'm going to be teaching you in this 3 video series is how can you take your compositions or your ideas with the equipment that you already have and monetize that by uploading it to different marketplaces like Pond5 and Audio Jungle. So pretty much I'm just going to give you 3 strategies or 3 simple steps that you can follow for you to start making money. Okay, so number 1, the first thing that you will need in order to make money with your music on marketplaces like Pond5 and Audio Jungle is to have a good piece of music track. Okay, so I'm telling you this because it sounds so simple, because it is, but if you don't have the right music track, you're not going to be making any sales. Okay, and I cannot stress this enough. When I started, like I mentioned to you, I knew how to compose and knew how to record music. I just didn't know how to do it the proper way for stock music libraries. So the very first thing will be to decide what genre or what style of music do you compose? What's your style? Are you a hip hop guy? Do you make beats? I come from a rock and roll background, so I play the guitar and I play a lot of acoustic guitar. So I try to focus on my niche. I focus on my strength, okay? This is something that a lot of newcomers to stock music struggle a lot. And this is something that I made the mistake in the beginning as well, to see what's out there in the marketplaces and see what people are making and checking the best sellers and try to replicate that, okay? There's always a place to learn. There's always a place to see what's out there and what's working. But you have to focus on your strengths. I'm telling you this from experience, because I went the long road just to arrive to where I am today, which I focus on my strengths and what I am good at. That's the best that I have in order for me to have a chance, okay, of winning out there. So the first strategy will be to really decide what's your strength and really look deep down inside what compositions you can you already have a stock music track somewhere. Okay, maybe you already have music that is being done, but probably it's not just structured in the right way for you to start selling that music track. But and better still, you can be composing fresh, brand new music, okay, if you know exactly what you need to do and the structure of what a stock music track is, okay? So that's the very first thing. The very first strategy will be to actually acknowledge what your strengths are and compose that music track. Be consistent with that and compose one track at a time so you can start uploading those music tracks to these marketplaces. Now, the second thing, apart from the music style that you're going to be composing on, you will need to be making some edits, okay? And I'm going to be showing you how these edits are done, all right? This is something that it took me a long time to make because I didn't know how to, and I wasn't really aware of it, okay? So what are these edits really? These edits are what they call the 60-second edits, the 30-second edits, and the 15-second edits, okay? And it goes beyond that. We have stings, we have music beds, and we have loops of your music track. Now, what does this mean? What it means is that if you compose just one music track, you could have 7 and even more versions of that particular music track. And you could be selling those individual files on sites like Pond5, for example, where you can sell them individually. So that's number 1. Find the right style of music that you're going to compose, regardless of what it is, okay? I have friends who do this as well, and they all have a niche where they specialize, and they don't shy away from it. I have a friend who does a lot of dark tension cinematic trailer music. I have another friend who does a lot of hip hop, and they all specialize on that, you know. And yes, they can, from time to time, they can probably go and try to learn a new style, but they all are known for that. And all their portfolio and all their catalog is specifically on that niche and in that style of music. And I do the same. If you go to my portfolio or my catalog, you will see that I do a lot of pop, rock, I do a lot of light pop, corporate, and I do a lot of acoustic and even country. and it comes naturally to me to do kind of like a acoustic work and Americana. I did live a few years back in the day in Texas in the U.S. And I don't know if I got subconsciously I absorb a little bit of that music, but I do like a lot of Southern American rock for sure, and it comes natural to me, and I have a few tracks who happen to be a bestseller because they're acoustic and to me they sound like they're almost like a breakfast commercial or a granola bar commercial. So I tried to in the beginning I was trying to run away from that style, but I love it, but I wanted to be known for something else for some crazy reason, and it's just one of those things. I really encourage you to actually focus on the style of music that you're good at and just really start composing at least 10 tracks in that style. So if you do hip hop, you should have 10 hip hop tracks, okay? Plus each of those tracks should have a 60-second edit, a 30-second edit, and a 15-second edit. And as a minimum, okay? And now, if you don't know how to do this edit, I can share that with you, and I can show you how this is done, okay? And I go more in depth, and I go more into details of this in my premium course, but more about that later on. I just want to give you some quick tips and ideas of how you can start implementing this today, all right? So it's just a matter of staying focused. It's just a matter of knowing how to do this, okay? And this is what we're going to be covering in my premium course, okay? The production side of music, because the most important thing in order for you to start selling your music is to have a good music track. And it has to be of high quality in terms of production, okay? And arrangement, of course. So in the next video, I'm going to be covering the strategy that you will need to do or that you will need to follow. So we have the music track, but you need as well a strategy. What happens with that music track? How do you get this music track in the marketplace? How do you go about uploading it? How do you go about tagging and describing this music so it can be found in these marketplaces, so customers can hear your music and purchase it, so you can start making some money, okay? So that's gonna be in video 2, the strategy. So for now, I would like you to share with me what style of music you compose.